has been an
I know it's confusing. I know. Jose, I'm sorry, Steve, Lars. It's Sunday, clapping for the start of the Sunday stream. And I was, who asked? Somebody asked where you could get that music. So that, I believe it's called Elevator. I don't remember. I searched elevator music and this was a free one, open source one, or it didn't have it had an open license that you could use it on videos. So search for that. If I find it, I tried to find it in YouTube Studio, but I couldn't find it. But if I find it, I will share the link. So, how is everyone? It's Sunday. I guess it's afternoon now. Well, I guess it's true. I couldn't resist. So this print that we started yesterday went for 22 hours. So I thought, I've got roughly an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours free time here. I thought we would look at the print together since we started the print together and just see how it goes. I don't have my co-host, she's busy doing other things, but this is just a quick impromptu stream. I have lots of things I want to do. I want to talk about the box turtle for a minute. There's tons of basement 3D printing things that I could manage to do while we hang out here for a little bit. So let's, you know, get comfy, nice and laid back. But first, let's take a look at how the Core One did, shall we? So remember from yesterday, those that weren't here, however much of that stream you caught, the filament we ended up using was Jessie Premium Elixir, so the shiny stuff, and this color is Abyss. So it's kind of a gray, pearly, shiny type of material. And we did the Lighthouse that was on the flash drive that we got with the machine. We talked about anti-vibration feet. Maurice sent me a link that was in the directions, which I did not read, as you saw. It was on the online directions. I actually slid them under the machine while it was printing. So I did put those on. And I've cleaned up a little bit, but you can see there's still, you know, everything's a disaster. So let's at least... I did get extra coffee for this, by the way, so that's a good idea. Let's at least take a look at the print. What is the best way to do this? Let me set you up here so that we can see it together, nice and well in all of those words. Let's widen up a bit here. You can see it inside there. But let's just have a look, shall we? I have not done any anything for this. So let's just pull it out of there. First glance, this thing looks amazing. So check this out. Look at all the detail on the back of this thing. The shininess doesn't even, the camera does not do it justice, all the shiny that it actually is. But all that texture, no wonder it took 22 hours. You can see some of the inconsistency down in here as it comes around that curve. That could be in filament. It's not, it's actually more of a color inconsistency to me. It's that you can't feel it. You can see how kind of flat it is given the speed that it was printing, but look at the stairs. Is this thing still auto? We messed with it yesterday. Is it auto focusing now still? Let's see. What can we do? Let's get my hand right in the way. That's helpful. No? Okay. I think we're good. The print is impressive, to say the least. I always love the first print on the smooth sheet. It's so nice and shiny there. Best printing on my far. Oh, no problem. Stickers are easy to do, so I'm glad you got them. I'm glad they made it there. This is really cool. One thing, well, let's switch back for a second. I keep seeing things that I want to show. That. Come on, autofocus. This camera's been doing some really crazy things. That. That's hard to do. But it came out pretty well. Look at the ringing, like the input shaper artifacts. Like on before input shaper, that would have been so staggered in there, but you can see just a little bit of wiggle around that curve. Very cool. So I am more than happy with the results on that. Nice. Nicely done. Nicely done. So now that that's over, we have to get back to Box Turtle. So Steve made a good point yesterday. We were talking about printing in ASA. I don't have a ton of options right now in ASA, but again, I still kind of have to figure out what color scheme we wanted to do. I thought about, I don't know that I want to like completely get involved with like multicolors for different lanes or whatever. I do want to do multicolor and like the inlays for on a multicolor machine. We'll do some bigger parts that we won't be able to do all of that on the Core One, but all of the functional parts and everything we can do these here, and it should do it in ASA. But it would be a nice test for this on ASA, just to see how the enclosure and everything works. Again, with colors, I thought about red and black, but you know, that's been done. I do kind of have a lighter green color. I thought about like a watermelon theme, doing red and green. That might be kind of neat. But I do want to take a look at the frame, because I believe the frame is that gunmetal color that LDO uses. If you remember, like from the Trident stream, I believe it's the same color. So let's look at that. But first and foremost, let's at least just get some ASA put on the machine so that we can test it while we're here on the stream. So let's do that first. I'm going to shove this over just a bit so that I can get around to it. And let's just get a few things done here in the old basement. So we're going to change out to ASA. So, how's everyone doing? How's your Sunday so far? High five. That's not my shtick, but still, I'm in the high five game. I think we're not necessarily going for like what parts we're going to use, but I think I have an abundance of sapphire blue ASA right now. So let's start with that and at least print a part or two just to see how the machine's going to handle ASA. Packing up for travel. Martin, awesome, you're doing good. Jose, awesome. John, where are you going this time? One thing that I would like to see in the Core One is at least one of those crappy thermometers, like hydrometer thermometers inside the machine. Now, it's an easy fix. We can add that, and in fact, we're going to do that right now. But it would be nice if they sold like for $1, like one that you could screw down or something. That might be kind of a nice ad. So there's a thought. I have added all of those. I have added a bunch of those to my dry boxes. So I had some extra hangers for those. But of course, I don't see them right now. So we might have to make one of those. So we can do that. Yes, unload is successful. Kenny's Sunday is good. Awesome. Good to hear. How do you get both E-steps shown on the LCD? Now that is a good question. That one I do not know. There has to be a way. But I would think you'd be able to go, like in Marlin, if you go to motion and then go to E-steps, I would think it would show both drives. Like E0, E1. But I've never tried it. That's something I've never tried. So I don't know. Second cup incoming. Awesome. Motion Eye server working. Sweet. Brazil. Nice, John. That'll be fun. Sunday is good. Hello. My Core One is in Utah. I'll be here on Tuesday. Awesome. I will show you. Okay, cool. We'll figure it out one way or another. Okay, yes. Unload was good. Let's, and I think if you do high temp filament, ASA, PC, ABS on one of these smooth sheets, you have a real high chance of pulling the sheet off the steel. So I bounce back and forth in between powder coated sheets and satin sheets. But the first one that I came to was a powder coated sheet. So that's what we're going to use right now. And I will clean all of this off before we do that. But let's get the filament going. Mainly I want to get the filament going, and then we'll do like a preheat to see. I kind of want to see. I'm doing the stuff that I would usually do live. I'm just now realizing, like, okay, the first thing I want to know is how hot does the enclosure get? So that's the first thing I kind of want to see. Hello, hello, people are coming in. Awesome. I know this was an impromptu. I did not schedule it. I usually try to give you at least 24 hours before we start things like this, but I couldn't help myself. We talked about it yesterday. I figured we should take a look. There's that. I definitely want to do, maybe I put one of the brackets. I have a compartment with all my thermometers in it. Of course, I did not put one of the brackets in here. So maybe that's the first thing we do. We're going to print us a thermometer bracket. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So let me get this around here. I can clean this while it's out. Manual color changes for Hue Forge, it would be a little taxing. I agree with you. I mean, that would not be the most fun process in the world, yes. But it's a relatively short path, but definitely not as easy as having that, you know, extruder there out in the open where you can flip the filament out in just, you know, seconds, and you only have to deal with about that much filament. So I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to preheat for ASA, and we'll just let it set here and cook while we get our thermometer holder ready. Configure H and go to line number 92 and define uncommon. I can pull up a Marlin config and see what we can do. Yeah, how do you get it to quit pulling up the bed sheet on larger parts? I don't know. That's one of the downfalls of of magnet sheets. Like if you have a really large part, it will pull the sheet right off the magnets. And I have never found a good way to get around it. The process that it uses, it's laying the filament down and it's shrinking, it's slowly pulling that up. No matter what you do, it breaks something. So the only thing I know to do is have a really hot chamber where it cools very, very slowly. But we're talking, 50, 55 C, something like that, before that starts to minimize a bit. So I wish I had a fix for it. Hotter bed would be, I mean, the hotter bed might keep a little softer, a little looser, but I mean, how hot? There's not. I mean, maybe you could find a bed that would get up to like 125, 130, but anything past that, you're asking a lot. So anyway, let's do the thermometer holder, and we can do this together if you would like. I do want to switch it around a little bit. Or maybe I don't have to. Let's just see what we got shaking here. You can see my YouTube stats. 77, that's already pretty good for us. Sign in. They always do maintenance on Sundays, I found. Neo1983 is subscribed. Thank you very much. There was somebody else earlier, yeah. Winded Dragon. Thank you for the sub. Uh-oh, I'm going to steal it from my other machine. Hopefully I wasn't working on anything serious. Come on. I'm in the mood to work fast. Let's go. Winded Dragon, hello. How are you? Good old certificate. What have you missed? So far, you've just missed an awesome print. We can take a look at that throughout the stream. And we're switching to ASA, heating up the Core One. And now I'm going to edit my thermometer holder. I have so many parts. I don't know if it is still... I don't think that it's still an editable drawing. That's the only... well, that's not the only downside. That's one of the biggest downsides for me. Maybe I was smart enough to... No. Humid... Hummingbird. Holder... Well, that's like a million of my drawings. Ah, there it goes. This is what I'm after. Okay, so I made this so that I could... I feel like I jump in and out of Slicer too much. I made this so like you could use bar magnets on the dry box. So I was using double-sided tape. The dry box would actually dry the tape out and these would fall. So you could slide a magnet in here and then put this on the inside and slide a magnet on the front. This is like 2 layers. So would that work for our Prusa machine? It kinda would. So maybe we just try it like this first so we don't have to do any editing. So let's just do that. I would rather... Actually, let me finish the thought here. I would rather it be like... Well, that would still work. We could use the magnet up here and then the one not on the outside. We could use that part on the metal case. Now, would the print head collide with it? I don't know. We might have to experiment. But, okay, so all thoughts are done now. So I'm still with it. I still think we're good. Oh. Okay. The dreaded long sign-in. But can't really find a thicker sheet. Yeah, I mean, there's not a ton of good options there. Oh, I'm gonna have to add a Core One to this. The Shrimp Father, hello, Martin. Thermal setting, make sure you got temp sensors right. But laptop stuff now. Okay. I can work on that later today on the side with you as well. I should have some time. I'm currently helping a person with their Palette 2. And man, Palette 2, like Mosaic support for that stuff is just kind of non-existent now. So it's been super frustrating. But I think we're getting there. And this print should take like 0 time, but it's going to... And I realize right now that I'm like violating everything that I told you. If anyone watched the new basics videos, I'm going against everything that I say not to do with supports and all that. But yeah, nobody's perfect. We should, while we're here, we should add the Core One to the network. What do we have to do that? Let's see, settings, network, active interface, network status, Wi-Fi, SSID, Wi-Fi wizard, scan network. Oh, cool. You can just do it like right on the front screen now. I don't think I've ever... I mean, you can... Unless you come over to my house and try to get on my Wi-Fi, I think you're good. You can actually just type in the password. That seems like it's going to take like way too long. What about load from config file? Credentials, INI, insert flash drive with a network. Okay, that's right. Because you can do this, you can build this in Prusa Slicer now. I'm all over the place, I feel like. All right. Because I think you can do Wi-Fi config file. Aha. Nice. This is the... I don't really care about said password here. This is the same one. You've probably seen it in a million videos. This is the same one that I use for all the videos. It's set up like firewall, really interesting with the actual internet that can go out. It has a path that can go out, but it's a very generic network that we use. I've tried to keep things separate, like, you know, from videos to you know, home network stuff. It's not the easiest thing to do in the world. Yeah, we'll delete it. Connect. Yeah. Link down. Connected. Nice. How about Prusa Connect? Enable. No config. Add printer to connect. Now I think this one is gonna like give me a QR code, which you probably shouldn't scan. But let's find out. Thinking about it. Yes, so this one gives you a QR code to hit, and then you can log into Prusa Connect on your phone to have it added. So you probably don't want to share that code. Emily, it tried to... There you go. Code Core One. Add printer. Cool. So registered successfully. We can leave. Now this one is on. I guess I kind of need that. This one is now on connect. Okay. Back to what we were doing. We're getting all kinds of stuff done today already. So now, how long do you figure it takes to send that to connect? There it is. All right. So Prusa slicer, send to connect. It's only one available. Let's go. Love it. Laser Masterclass, hello. Swordfish 1. The ventilation slot is closed, yes. Do as I say, not as I do. Absolutely. That's very much applies to anything I do. This is a fairy tale world where it's just cartoons and nobody ever gets hurt. Keep your stuff secure. BLD Designs, thank you very much for the 10 memberships. That is very much appreciated. Hopefully all of you grab those. I'll put up just for the memberships. I'll put up some cool pictures of stuff I make on the Core One like later today, so that you can feel like you're in a secret club and get those photos. How about that? That'll be good. Steve got here late. Grandkids were here. Oh, well, grandkids are always a good excuse for you. Nuru's here. Sergio. How does one grab a membership? Are they auto-handed out? Honestly, I've never been in the stream when that happened. I figured there was just like a link you clicked when somebody added a membership. I'm not quite sure. Tower model around, sorry. He's, you want to look, what this thing, so this thing is heat absorbing for 4.5 minutes while it's getting ready to do ASA. So we can do whatever you want while we wait for it. If you missed the tower at the beginning, you can take a look again. It's very nice. I really like this texture, especially with this shiny elixir filament. That texture is really nice. And the staircase is crazy. But really well done. And I believe, unfortunately, there used to be like a benchy in here and they had to take that out. But, I mean, all in all, just a really killer print. Very cool. This would be really cool if we painted it and did it on the XL, like did multicolor and stuff. I've never seen one of these multicolor painted, but that would be kind of neat. So there's that. I don't know if you can see that, like if you're watching where you're watching. With a Bodhi. It's a sexy tower, to be fair. They're auto-handed out? Okay. This seems to favor people chat stream as far as I can tell. It randomly picks. Interesting. I didn't know that. I've never actually seen that in action, so. Okay, there's like a million other things I wanted to do. We're printing a thermometer holder so that I can add this in here so that we can monitor it while we're running some ASA parts, because I want to print the ASA parts for the box turtle and kind of have an idea of what's going on. So what's next? I know that I need to like clean up a million things, but that's not going to happen. Oh, there is a really cool one thing that I do want for this over here in this section. There's a really cool part where you can store all of your bed sheets. I need that. So I do want to print one of those. Let's take a look while we're standing here waiting for our heat to absorb. Let's talk a little bit more about box turtle. Actually, I kind of just want, well, let's just take a look here. I'd really rather just have like some detailed pictures. Something that is really, if you're going to build a box turtle, first off, for people that don't know what box turtle is, it is kind of a, it's a multi-filament machine feeder. Each one of these has its own extruder. But it works, it aligns with Clipper if you have, there's like a special interface, AFC Clipper add-on, that you can integrate this in pretty much anything that runs Clipper. So you can do multicolor. So that's pretty cool if you don't know what box turtle was. But it is definitely, here's the box turtle manual PDF. They have the best logo ever. But it's definitely a pile of parts. Speaking of pile of parts, before we get into that, here it is. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm debating on what colors to use if you're just joining the stream. I've talked about this a couple of times. What should we build this thing out of? And I think I remember that we got this one. It's got, so it's kind of a tray-like thing. It's about, yay tall. About, like this, imagine 4 spools of filament about this wide. So, but it's got a extruded frame, just aluminum extrusions that you can see them. They're not covered. So whatever color the extrusions are is going to matter, kind of, for our color scheme or whatever. But I think these are like the gunmetal. I don't exactly remember what they call this color, but it's the same color that my Trident had. But I want to confirm that they are that color or they're chrome, because that will definitely make a difference. Where's basement knife? Is it out here somewhere? There it is. Stronger magnets and thicker plates. More steel. They're actually not the same color. They're a little more chrome than that color. So that's good to know. But let's get it out of here so you can see it. It's printing. That print runs like less than 5 minutes. So yeah, they're kind of I need the split. So it's not like, I mean, they're definitely powder coated. This is a color. It's not just aluminum color, right? But they're definitely silver. So that is going to tailor what colors I would like to use for the printed parts. But the good news is that will pretty much fit anything we want to do. But that even further complicates it. Black and gray, that's always kind of my go-to schema. Like, I like to use white, gray, black. I like to use all that together. Kind of mix it up and, use that, just stay within those confines, but mix up the different parts that are colored to make it kind of unique. So that's my go-to. I'd like to change it up a little bit, and I've got quite a bit of this sapphire blue ASA. So I'd kind of like to integrate that, but honestly, it's not my favorite color. It's okay, but not what I would pick. But I do have a lot of it, so I probably should use what I have instead of buying more, right? I had like 5 drinks when I came down here. Where did I put my water? I've had way too much coffee, can you tell? Water, got set over here. But I'm not against ABS, and I do have a little bit of ABS. I actually got some of the Buddy ABS that Prusa is selling now, but I think I only have 2 colors, and I want to say it's black and like lime green. How about a nice teal? Don't have any teal's good, like especially if you like mix it with a dark color, but I don't have any. We'll hold it up to, we'll hold the aluminum up to the thermometer holder when it's done, because it will be the same color. Sapphire blue. How could we integrate that? I mean, it would be fine just with like black and blue. Look like a bruise. I don't want to do blue and red. That's too Superman. Blue and orange is always not bad, but you know, that's kind of Florida. Didn't we just do something with... Oh, positron was silver ASA, but the frame's kind of silver. We don't want to do that. And again, I do have... Sorry, I keep walking off, but at least I can still talk to you. I do have... Yes, I have black and green Buddy ABS. I think we're going to have to end up buying, even if we use the sapphire color, I think we're going to have to end up buying another color. So if I wanted to use that, I would still have to add something to it. We could do white. We could do blue, white, and chrome. That might be kind of nice looking. DJI gray. Sergio's already 4 cups in. Nice. The obligatory hot pink. Sergio, any agnostic color? Sergio, hopefully that the info that I put in the comments helped you with those cameras, by the way. I'm always looking for better things for that. Fluorescent green. Well, it's moving now. I can hear it. I think I might have enough white. Well, maybe not. I've got glow in the dark. I have a little bit of white. What's in that? Orange. I have like white PC. That's not gonna help. I don't know if I have enough white, but blue, white, and chrome would look pretty good. I don't know. It's even a little dark for that. That might be the winner, though. Do accent in white, do everything else in sapphire, and then chrome frame. That might look pretty good. I did bring extra coffee down with me today. I don't know. It's probably screaming hot. In fact, I would like to put it in my other cup, because I like to drink out of the cup I never wash, you know, because it's seasoned. It gets washed once a week now. I'm hoping that we can make this thermometer holder work, though. I would like to know what's going on inside there. You can definitely tell when you're printing ASA versus PLA, though, because those fans are rocking in the back when PLA is going on. So, and it's definitely warm. I mean, you can tell. Purple and green. Blue, white, chrome frame would look nice. I think it would look good. Kind of superhero-ish. Maybe not as flamboyant. But that would be definitely a way that I could use what I had and not have to purchase a bunch of filament. I don't even know. What does... I don't even know how much they recommend for Box Turtle. One of the really cool things... There's a lot of cool things about the Box Turtle project. They've put a ton of work into this. But if you go down here, There's the manual. Printed parts, base build. They give you a configuration tool, but also, if you go to the manual, calibration fidget is kind of cool. But in all of these, like as you're building through, like let's just do the frame, they will show you all of the pictures in whatever color you want. So sapphire blue is kind of a a little darker than that. Maybe like somewhere in there. It's a little purple. Somewhere in that neighborhood. And then we'd have, it doesn't really matter. And then the frame color, I don't know. It's probably like somewhere in that neighborhood. So they will show you, that's a little bit too purple, but it's really cool that you can kind of use it to see what your schema is going to look like. And they'll hold it on all these other, like if we looked at the respoolers. Kind of neat, huh? Let's see if they'll show, like, there you go, that's pretty close. That's what it would look like. So I mean, that's pretty cool. And we could definitely, there's versions of these trays with an inset. We could do some black or a different color in those. We could, like these, I believe these come in 2 colors, so we could definitely fancy it up a little bit. But maybe blue and white is the way to go. I kind of like that idea. Navy blue, yes. It is really impressive. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to show you before I went off of this. This web-based build. Check this out. Oh, not that one. I do like the pooping, kicking, wiping. It's tough being a person. Web-based configuration. So you pick like which kit. So we ended up LDO synthesis kit. So we got that. Monolithic skirts all printed on a big machine. So they give you options. You know, how big is your build volume? So we'll print those all at once. Hub versus pass through. I'm just gonna use the hub at the box turtle there. Printed corners for extrusion. We'll do printed. LEDs, yes, I would like to add them even if they don't come in the kit, which I think they do. No hardware because we will be able to print the little larger version. And then you can do like multicolor. Some of the parts will have inlays, and the turtleneck buffer. Yes, I think that is a good idea. So now you can download all of those STLs in one shot that are catered towards what you selected. Pretty nifty. I really like that. And our part's done. Somebody spent a ton of time on that documentation. Polymaker Galaxy Blue. How does it compare to the Enraged Carrot Feeder? Enraged Carrot Feeder. Enraged Rabbit Carrot Feeder, I think is what it says for. I've never used one of those, but I always kind of saw it more as like an MMU on steroids because they use kind of a servo, I believe, to do different actions. The box turtle appears to be like they're getting closer to like an AMS. So it's a spool, but each one has kind of the rewinder part to put it back on the spool, but also using the same kind of mechanism to do the extrude to kind of feed it forward. So it's more what I would consider like more of a passive type of a feeder system versus where like the carrot feeder is waiting for a handoff. I don't know. I mean, I liken everything to MMU3, but I'm hoping that the box turtle is more like taking care of the spool management, right? Versus just feeding it to the hot end, which is what it looks like. So I don't know enough about it really to compare them, but I'm hoping that it looks like an awesome project. I'm hoping it's much smoother than some of the other ones that I've used over the years. Yeah, it's like it's the open source interpretation of what people thought the MMU should have been, I would think, but we'll see. This thing is probably like 1,000,000 degrees hot. You should not reach in and grab the build sheet while it's super, super hot. Don't do that. But we're just going to set it on the table so that it cools faster, because this is a live stream and we don't have time to wait for things. But the goal, if you join now or you don't know what's going on, the goal is I would like to mount my... I have these thermometer holders that I mocked up a long time ago. I would like to mount my little thermostat in here so we could at least see how hot it's getting inside there. And we use one of these magnets. And I was saying this the other day, but I really like that they went with the bent sheet metal design, because you can use magnets for so many different things. I think that's pretty cool. So the goal of this was, if we're going to use blue, which I kind of want to use blue, let's at least get one part ready for the box turtle and set it off in the Core One to see how it's going to do. So I do have, you can hear the metal plate, you can hear it cooling. It's like Rice Krispies. Feeder trigger retainer, and I believe A is the main color and B is the accent color. Printed corners. The TPU stuff comes in the LDO kit, so that's cool. I don't know. The foot, oh no, so the A is the accent color. And then I'm guessing C is clear. What do these look like? It's kind of long. I mean, that could be somewhat tricky to print in ASA. I mean, like if you didn't have an enclosure and all that good stuff. But I mean, the big thing about some of and hopefully that tool that we just used, the tool to help you decide what parts to print, hopefully that allows for anything that they had in metal, but there's 4 of these. So I think that is a great place to start for our Core One ASA journey. Espen is here. Ordered my kit when it was released. Seems the printer has been waiting for. It's good. Is it good as it claims to be? So far, I really like it. Some Polymaker Galaxy if you want to use it for this project. BLD Designs, that is very nice of you. There's no need to do that. I do really appreciate it. Most of the time, and I'm not bragging in any way, I'll switch over to here. So that's the part I'm going to send to the Core One, and I don't need supports. I'm going to turn those off. Most of the time, if we decide that we need something for a project, I can reach out to those folks, Polymaker, Prusa, whoever, Printed Solid, and they will be very kind to us and let us have stuff for our build. I just didn't really want to do it this time. So I appreciate it, but hopefully we have something that we can use. Maybe I'll take you up on it on a later build if we can't get something. But thank you for that. Sean, thank you for reminding me. I did see that, but no, I don't. So I did turn them off. I really like it. So you get more Z than a Mark IV. Same footprint, 210, 250 as the Mark IV or Mark whatever machine, 234. More Z, but it's all contained. And Core XY, say what you want about bed slingers, Core XY, whatever. It's going to be, the configuration here is going to be a little faster than the Mark IV's, but the speed, the kinematics, how all that works really doesn't matter that much to me, honestly. The nice part is the footprint. So you've got, it's going to be a little taller, of course, but the footprint, everything's self-contained, the filaments on the side, all in the same footprint. You don't have to worry about the bed slinger, taking up front and back room. You could set these side by side, front to back. It wouldn't matter, other than the door, right? But I like that part about it. It's got two handles. You can pick it up, set it where you want. So far, I just really like it, and it turns out some really nice prints. Again, I've only had it for like a little over 24 hours now. We've only been using it. So time will tell. I can't review it right off the, right out of the gate. But so far, I really dig it. So here's our holder. And I had supports on it. Print supports on, print supports off. It is fast, I can tell you that. It rocks and rolls. Gonna have to sell some printers to buy some printers. I think a lot of people get in that situation. So I designed this little part here, and I'll just kind of show you. I don't want to scratch. This sounds kind of crazy to me, because I usually don't worry about scratching anything. I designed the holder to be in my dry box. So I just have this bar I use 2 bar magnets. So I put one inside the box and one outside the box to just hold it in there. So you could go that route, right? Like you could put it here, try to sandwich it on the door with your magnet. It might scratch it, but since everything is steel, there's a light bar in there. Like, how much clearance do we actually have? I think maybe you could just get away with, just jumped on the door. You could just get away with putting it back here, maybe. As long as the tool head doesn't hit it. Like, up in this neighborhood. Yeah, that'll work. So let's do that. So we'll put it up there. That is stylish. Now I should have done the bracket in orange, but they'll forgive me for now, I think. So there you go. Like it was made to be there. So now let's spin these other ASA parts up and just see how warm it gets. Is that in Fahrenheit? Oh, we can't have that. These do change to Celsius, right? I thought they did. No kidding. Well, these aren't versatile at all. Maybe there's like a super secret, like you stick a pin in it or something to switch to Celsius. All right, I guess we're doing math today. So there you go. And we can reorg the table a little bit here. I can tell you the anti-vibration feet definitely make it harder to slide around, but it does make me feel more comfortable that it's not clawing into the table. That there would be no math. I usually try to limit the amount of math that I do for everything. You can kind of see it in there, can't you? Like, it's right in there somewhere. Kind of see the little readout. What we'll do. Come on. I really hate messing with cameras. Why do I do videos? Making videos and live streams stuff, making stuff take way longer. Of course, you can't read it, but it is there. Well, now I'm not going to be able to give you reports on where it is. There you go. Now you can kind of read it. See? Fahrenheit. What the heck? It looks nice. The aesthetic of it is nice. I could, being an old man and needing more light for everything, as the bed drops down, there's a light on this crossbar that shines down. That's really helpful. That works good. But, more light is always better. I would really like to see a couple of lights up here. That would be a cool kit to make. We'll see. The old Greg's Wade extruder. It cleared it when I did it manually. So we'll see. And it's just a magnet, probably not a very good magnet. So when it gets rocking and rolling, we'll see if it'll actually stay there. But it's an experiment. Shows the chamber. I figured that it probably had a something inside that would show chamber temp. If you went to connect. I always like to just have, well, one, when I'm making videos, like showing things like this, I like to have just like something quick look. Hey, camera, there it is. So it's just kind of nice to have it. But I figured it probably had definitely something that would read it. In fact, I'm sure it probably shows up in Connect. Let's verify that. Bed temp. There it is. Right there. Chamber temp. Oh, unsupported functionality. So not yet. But let's see if it actually changes. It does. So it's there. It's taking a rough temperature of it. I don't know that I necessarily trust some of that, but let's just see what it does. I just dated myself. Cameraless video solution. You can get it on the ground floor of the low price of 50 grand. Yeah, so this, for as fast as this printer is moving around, I don't think it's very loud at all. I'm very impressed, especially with the door closed. I'm very impressed with how they've kept the sound down. So that's awesome. Sent me a link about E-steps. Okay, cool. Would you connect this to an RPi? I don't know. So the Prusa Connect to send files over, I mean, large files probably take a while, but what they do to try to combat that is, so you send it to so from your PC to Prusa Connect, you send that, and it's very quick, right? But so that's to their cloud implementation. But from there to back to the printer is what takes all the time. So they've created basically stopping points in the code. So they send a little bit so you can start printing it, and then they'll continue to send it, and the printer handles that to try to give you the sense of they're doing it all in one shot. So it makes it faster. So it's not terrible slow, but there is some wait time for depending on the size of the file. Now what you can do though, so if you want to continue to use the capabilities that are on the printer without adding something, what I like to do if I usually just use Prusa Connect because I'm lazy and it's easy to do. But what you can do is get into Prusa Slicer and just put in the IP and API key of your Prusa link that lives on the printer. So you can send them directly to the printer using your own network. You don't have to go outside to do anything. So that is still an option. So, and they will be pretty much instantaneous, no matter how big the file is. So there really isn't a reason to get another. I think there's a lot of people that ask me to test, like, can you test it with Octoprint? And I think that's still a viable solution if that's something you want to use. I really haven't done a lot of testing, which I should do. But I don't think there's really a reason to do that as a casual user. I would just send it, if I was having problems with it, I would send it straight the Prusa link and just call it a day. Pagination. Pretty much, yeah. What do we like to call it? Infinite scrolling. Where did I get the temperature gauge? That is just a crappy old temp gauge from Amazon. Anything on the display about the chamber temp? Yes, there is a little icon down in the corner. Right there. So there you go. It's already reading much warmer than I thought it would. Our temperature gauge is way behind since it is in the front of the machine. But that's okay. What do we got? The Mojave Desert. Only Fahrenheit on the sensor. I can't believe that I really thought that those had a button to flip back and forth. That's crazy. I'll have to go back and see which ones I bought. You have a Mendel i2 in a box? That's awesome. Install the cloud directly into the printer. It's still slow over link on your Mark IV's. Interesting. What is the tabletop footprint? That's good, Carl. Good question, Carl. Do you want it in millimeters or standard or both? So mine is, it is almost dead on 22 inches high. That is 555 millimeters. With the door handle, you have right at 17 inches deep, which is 430 millimeters. And then you have 16.5 inches wide, which is roughly 420 millimeters. So there you go. Seven sixteenths. Yes, in fact, let's, what is the bottleneck with the slow transfer speed? In a long time, desire, the process, print quality. It's faster that way. Yeah, binary is absolutely way faster than the old G code. What is the bottleneck? So if it's Prusa Connect, it's definitely the cloud part. But I'm surprised if you're talking about going to Prusa Link local. I'm very surprised that there is a bottleneck. I mean, depending on how it's designed, if you have to go across the serial to transfer stuff like that, it's going to take forever. But that should be all alleviated. Yeah, it's 20. You shouldn't have. I agree with you, Hans. It's 2025. We shouldn't have things like that. Let's get the thermometer stuff out of the way here real quick. So I guess first I'm going to see which ones did I buy to see if they're actually switchable. Because it wasn't real obvious. Nope, they're just straight up Fahrenheit. What a bunch of crap. Huh. So this is the Fahrenheit ones. The ones you actually want. Come on. Celsius is not that uncommon, folks. Talking to Amazon. Fahrenheit. Yeah, and you don't want to buy 24 of them either. Why are these so hard to find? Hmm. Well, these. The good news is most of these are all kind of a generic size. But they don't show any of these in Celsius at all. Maybe that's why I ended up with Fahrenheit ones. Now I'm like on a quest. I have to find some. Here's some, but there's like a million of them. Hmm. So this is the right part, but you definitely don't want to buy this many. So please don't buy 24 of them. Now, if you really want to go all in, Just get one off of AliExpress. There you go. $1.33. Ah. Here. Share. I have never had a problem with AliExpress. The only interesting thing that happened with me in AliExpress one time is I ordered a bunch of ball bearings, and they sent, when I got it, it was just an empty envelope. And I could only imagine the sorting machine, some sort of postal sorting machine that was now full of ball bearings. That's the only time I've ever had an issue on AliExpress. Yes, I designed the printed part. It's a very simple part. I believe it is on printables. Printables. The newest version is not on there. Man, I'm letting you guys down. So here's the one for yeah, random ball bearings, exactly. In people's packages. Here's the one that they use for with the tape. Like I did the first ones with double-sided tape, and I'm gonna add the one with the magnet right now. So that one will have the one that I just printed out. It'll have that one in it as well. So there you go. I've shared everything that I can. Yeah. Not so I'm not 100% sure on how much of the kit is going to come together, but it's going to be a lot more like the XL kit than it will be like the Mark III kit or 4 kit. You know, I mean, it's just pieces, parts. A lot of this is like built-in, you know, sheet metal skeletons, like big hunks, you know, of parts. So you're going to get a couple of really large assemblies, rather than just, you know, having to slide everything together yourself. So it should be a much easier kit to build in the long run. Hello, George, by the way. How long do these work? I've had these little thermometers last like over a year without swapping the battery, and most of them come with an extra one of those batteries in it, so they do last a while. You want a Kelvin one? So I missed a bunch of chat, but I have no idea. You would think that would be an easy swap, like they're not going to build two types, right? You full on for Prusa XL kit with all the pieces parts. That would be serious. But we're already up to 100 Fahrenheit by this, so you can bet that it's much warmer inside there. What's the screen say? Screen says 45°C. S-Pen, so you're not going to get, because they're sending the images back to Connect, you're not going to have a live stream of that camera. Now, I think at some point you'll be able to get, I mean, I'm not 100% sure how they're going to connect those back. You should be able to do like a live stream locally, like pull up a URL and watch it on the same network. But going to Prusa Connect, if you're viewing it, on the app or on your phone, wherever you are, you're only going to get snapshots. And that's how it's been working so far, just because of the amount of data to send back. And it's more than useful enough to, monitor your print, in my opinion. But I know a lot of people are kind of annoyed with that. Repetier live streams, yeah. Yeah, and I mean, that's always an option, right? Host your own on the Pi. Nice, yep. And there's a lot of different options out there. I went with the cheapest little ones that I could find to fit that part. The support team does not know the printer. That is a bummer. Yeah, that I don't like that at all either. That they should, I would think that they would just send you another one, like now. And honestly, I mean, talking to support, I don't know. I don't know what the best way. I mean, I would expect that to go to somebody in shipping or somebody different than online support. Like, you should be able to escalate that. I don't know exactly how you do, but there should be a way to do it, because that's not right. Motion Eye with a few webcams. Yep. There's a lot of great options out there. There's another one that I was using there for a while. I can't remember the name of it. A lot of people just use the Wise cams, so they can hit it with their phone. I did not use that. I did not get the active filter for this. You could definitely do a filter on your own if you wanted to. I do have the filters in the enclosure, and they are kind of pricey. Nice. Ender 3 upgrade projects are always fun. I used an Ender 3 last night for the first time in a long time to help someone test out what they've been doing. They asked to escalate. They definitely should escalate that. Media Man cooling, some of that stuff is really awesome. I highly recommend all of those parts. Into the Attic, awesome. Escalate directly to Joseph. Wise cams, yeah, a lot of people do that, and I mean that's a pretty good solution. Media Man's so confusing on what parts to print. And I think that's like somewhat by design, because I think he charges like $1 or something for the configuration. I don't remember exactly what he does, but there is a ton of stuff out there because he supports so many different combinations. Fix the voxel printer or the filter. Gotcha. I actually think I have one of those. I'll have to go look. I think I have one of those filters. So there you go. A quick stream. We checked out the print. In fact, let's look at it one more time. We're monitoring the temperature of the enclosure. We're up to 103 Fahrenheit. But I wanted to at least give you an idea of what what the results were going to look like while you're trying to make your decisions on if you want one of these or not. But again, the 22-hour Lighthouse print is looking pretty amazing in that Elixir filament. Printed solid for the win. But it's a pretty stunning print. The printer is very fast, it is quiet, and it is a nice footprint. Those are the things that I like most about it. Plus, it's integrated with Prusa Connect. I don't have to mess with anything, right? I can send files to it and just watch it print. That's what I like the best. But that's all I wanted to get done today. Just catch up with you all on the status of the Core One. We're going to churn out a bunch of ASA parts for the box turtle build. It is coming up soon. So next stream we'll probably have all that stuff lined out and we'll start building. So awesome. Yes, yeah, this has been like 2 streams in one weekend. It's just unheard of for me. But this one was important. I wanted you to see some of the results for when you're making your decisions on these things. So there you go. So that's it for today. Thank you all for joining on an odd day for streaming. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I'm going to go grab some lunch. I know there's big sporting events tonight, so go sports. And we will see you soon. Not next week, but, well, you never know. I'm doing a lot of streams right now, but the very latest 2 weeks from yesterday, less than 2 weeks. So we will see you all very soon. Take it easy.